Good morning. Mayon Buntag. Magandang umaga, mayon aga. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is August 10th, Sunday, August 10th. It's 5:45 in the morning. It's 75 degrees, right? 75 degrees. You know, it does bring up something I've said quite a bit, and which is weather really isn't a factor for me. Never has been. Coming from Colorado, a lot of people talk about the weather. I was worried about the weather, right? Is it hot? Now, look, it's definitely not cold here, but the weather's been a non-issue for me. It really has been. Even that year I lived in Leyte, not a problem, right? And I say that just because of, how Leyte also has that perception of just being this hurricane alley and typhoon alley or whatever, that kind of deal. Wasn't the case for me. The weather in general so far in almost 3 years of living here has been non-issue. So, so we got Sunday morning, 75 degrees. What's everybody up to? My own bone talk. Settled into my home here in Butuan City. I spent, what was that? Maybe close to a month trying to find a place. So maybe close to a dozen or so. Stayed in several Airbnbs, shot some videos around that, right? And so landed in a three bedroom, 2-bath house, brand new construction, right? And for 12,000 pesos, I'll shoot a video on it. I haven't yet. I will though. Videos have been just a little bit slow. I think I actually my goal is to shoot and put a video out every week, and I went 2 weeks without a video, so I was a little bit behind on that, but that's, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, I will definitely shoot a video on that. But the place, just to kind of put that up, sorry, I got windows open here, 12,000 pesos, which is $211. So yeah, not bad. Three bedroom, 2-bath house. I think it's just over almost 60 square meters. And and that's been busy. Brand new construction, completely empty, vacant. A lot of times, guys, when you get out of Cebu, Manila, BGC, all these big touristy areas, whatever, just these more developed, whatever, you could even say Iloilo, Davao, all these bigger cities. Once you get out of those, your options are a little bit limited as far as housing. And it is one of the bigger challenges that you'll face when you get in some of these other areas, right? And there's housing there, like there's tons of housing here, but a lot of it is unfurnished, or if it's furnished, it's probably furnishings that you want to replace, right? And that was one of the things I discovered really quick. I think no matter where you're at, Cebu, wherever, you're going to want to buy your own mattress, right? And then whatever, then it comes along, next thing you know, you get a TV and couch and whatever, and you've got yourself a full apartment. And that's what happened to me. We moved from Cebu out to Leyte, and well, the place we moved to in Leyte had absolutely nothing in it, blank apartment. So we had started collecting just some pieces here. We had a couch, we had a TV, and so on. So when we moved here, we moved that stuff down. So yeah, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Really like it. Getting a lot of work done. Got some water tanks had to get installed, so we had running water. Otherwise, we were living out of buckets, which isn't too bad. I mean, whatever, right? I did a little bit of that in Leyte. Did the bucket and tabo shower, so it was fine. But yeah, nice to have running water. Nice to have water with pressure. Got a whole tank system. Maybe I'll shoot a video on that as well. I wasn't planning on it, but I can. A really nice tank system with a pressure system that built in, so we have really good pressure. So yeah, those are some of the challenges that we've had. Now we're getting some landscaping done and really getting this nice stamped concrete driveway poured. And then we're gonna have these really beautiful shrubs. I can't remember what they're called, but they're really floral, and they're gonna grow over the drive, and we'll have a really just a natural covered canopy to, for the bikes that they're protected from the sun, and as well as if we want to sit out there and drink morning coffee and whatever. So yeah, man, things are coming together. It's fun. I was sharing this with my dad last night, who messaged me, and one of the hardest days in my life was the day I sold my house, in Colorado, and I just felt defeated, right? And I just sold it to fund my divorce, to pay for that, like probably a lot of us have had to do. And that was one of the hardest days for me. I just given up this house, and it was American dream, and then when I realized I couldn't buy again in the United States, even just after a year and a half, I was just, it was one of the reasons why I moved here, and so being in this home is kind of opened me back up to that kind of stuff. And, having some landscaping, having maybe a little bit of yard to kind of do, and some plants and stuff. And so it's been challenging. It's been fun. But yeah, it's kind of seeing that all over again, how I just really, really want that kind of way of living. And, still going to plan on traveling around for sure, right? I'm not going to completely plant my roots here, but it will be a base. It will be a place that I'll be out of. And, as we talk about that, let me go ahead and let's see here. Yeah, let's share the screen, because I think it's key. I like to bring up anytime I'm talking about a location, and I like to bring up a map. So, what I really like about Butuan here is just its location. Now, and location and kind of other things to do. And, well, yeah, one second here. Let's bring up terrain. I'd like to show the terrain. So here in Butuan City, so you got, to the northeast, and this is only a couple hours, guys. So let's do directions. Yeah. So 2.5 hours, I'm in, I think it's pronounced Surigao City. And then from Surigao City, and it's called the Gateway City or something along those lines, right? Yeah, let's see, it doesn't say there, but yeah, Surigao City is a gateway city because from here you can hit all these islands. And this is the famous Siargao Island, right, that you can get out to. And while wasn't too excited about hitting that, because I just don't like the super, Boracay and kind of that area, the super commercial kind of stuff. I was told, look, you can get out of General Luna and you can head north, you can head along. It's just gorgeous areas. So I am excited about checking out Siargao, and also too, I want to get out to what do you call it, Dinagnit. I want to get out to these islands. Now, we just met some people yesterday here in town who have an Airbnb out there. So I'm thinking actually that might be a place we go to sooner versus later. So yeah, this region's so this whole area up here, plus we get right back to Southern Leyte, right? So here we are in Southern Leyte, boom, right there. So super close, it's whatever. That's how we get back and forth to Palampon, where we used to live, right? So that's the northeast. Now to the west, you've got a beautiful canyon area through here. Everyone talks about, I think it's called Calavera. Just gorgeous. I've rode through there. Probably is one of my most favorite roads, this mountain stretch right through these two mountain peaks. Beautiful, beautiful road. Absolutely stunning. You got Camigan Island here also, I've not been to yet. And then you've got the southern area, Balai, Bukatan, just breathtaking area through here. So super excited. Now I have traveled this East Coast with my buddy Jim. He and I did that route, and beautiful, right? I can't wait. We actually did it during the rainy season. So I am excited to kind of get back and ride through there, get all the way back down to Mate. Really spent some more time in Mate too, because we just kind of really rode through there and only spent a couple nights. So yeah, man, really excited about this region and planning my roots out here for a couple of years. And yeah, so it's coming together. Yeah, it's super excited to be here. So yeah. Let's see if we can get to some questions here real quick now that I've rambled on for long enough. But that's kind of what's been going on. Just really getting myself set up here. It's been a lot of work. Like I said, getting moved down, getting the place set up, had to install air cons, water pressure systems, now getting landscaping done, getting some various electrical stuff done. The bathrooms didn't even really have showers in them, right? They had a little spigot where you can do a bucket shower, which, like I said, is fine. But we got showers installed and internet hooked up, so it's been pretty busy. But like I said, I've enjoyed it. But yeah, hey, good morning, Heath. How's it going? How's everything going there? Good evening. Yeah, what do we got? We got Saturday night, United States. What's going on in the U.S.? Hope all's well, man. Yeah. Yeah, good morning, Kuya. Yeah, salamat kayo. Yeah, good morning to you too. Yeah, hope all is good where you're at. Yeah, appreciate it. Hey, Richard. Good morning, brother. Yeah, so yeah, excited about doing a little bit more, getting out on the road, even just some quick day trips out of here. Need to get out, get the drone up again, get some video rolling. I don't want to lose my skill. Yeah, but I do. I want to get back out. I actually tried flying yesterday, but I was going to just do some quick aerial shots of the landscapers pouring concrete yesterday, and they did a nice stamped driveway, and I wanted to do a nice kind of flyover with a drone. But soon as I stepped out of my house, boom, drone shut down. Too close. You're in a red zone, and there's an airport right near me. So yeah, I'm excited about getting back out, getting the drone back out, and flying around. So yeah, I hope all's good with you too, Richard. Weston, hey Chris, hey, how's it going? Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Yeah. Do you find, Weston's asked, do you find the people different than the last place you were at, or the same throughout the Philippines? So that's a great question. I'm still discovering the nuances between the kind of the North and South. I talk a lot about this, right? And how the Philippines is kind of this big little country. It is an area that spans, I mean, this area right here, it doesn't really look like it, but it's just, Detroit, Daytona, similar distance, right? And in this types of inquiries, right, where you're talking about the cultural differences, it's very similar to Detroit and Daytona and all the differences that we have there. And here there are, I'm still picking up on them. But yeah, I mean, if I think about Leyte and how things were there, Leyte was great. I mean, the people were friendly, and I like the people in the Visayas region. All in all, I think they're super friendly. It's more remote, so you don't have nearly the amount of Westerners that you would in like Cebu or Manila, in those regions. So Leyte and Mindanao in particular, right? You don't have as many Westerners, but so that's kind of the big factor. Anytime you're in an area where there's not as many Westerners, people will react differently to you. But yeah, I mean, some of the things that stood out, I think the weather was a standout for me right away when I got here. Not nearly as much rain as I'm used to in Leyte. It's drier here. And it doesn't seem as hot, although Mary Rose thinks it's as hot, if not hotter. But to me, it doesn't seem as hot, and it seems drier here. Let's take a look back at the map here real quick, because one of the things I do think it's, when you look at, very similar to the United States, right? Storms come in like in here in Florida and then move up to the coast. Same thing here. They usually track right around Samar and then just move right up the coast. So being down here, they usually track to the north, right? And even here, so if a storm would track down through here, you have a little bit of a shelter that's going to knock it down a little bit before the pressure system would get to you. Now, Butuan is prone to flooding though, so that is one of the areas. So along this riverside, which you can see, I'm kind of a ways away. That's not exactly where I'm at, but I'm close to there. I'm actually, it looks like I'm right in the middle of a rice field, and I'm right in the middle of a rice field. It's really gorgeous out here. We were out last couple of nights doing some sunset shots. But yeah, just beautiful. Actually, you know what? I'll see if I can share that out here in just a second. And if I can find that real quick. Yeah, let me move that over. And then we'll give that a second to copy. But yeah, so Butuan does have its issues. It does have prone for flooding, especially along this river here. They have really built it up. You can see some banks and stuff that they built up, but yeah, that's kind of the big standout in this particular region. The people, like I said, I'm just not I'm not quite in tune enough to catch those differences. Mary Rose has definitely commented on some of those differences, right? So she didn't necessarily like Tacloban City, and I did catch the reserved nature of Tacloban City, and I did see a little bit of that. I think that's the biggest thing that shocked me, and I think that shocks others is this kind of conservative nature of the Philippines, and in their dress, girls wearing dresses down to their ankles, right? That kind of deal. It is a conservative, super Catholic culture, and so that's kind of one of the things that can kind of shock people a little bit as you're traveling around. You get out of Cebu, and it's very obvious. Cebu is kind of considered the kind of New York City of the Philippines. Their accent, the way they speak, is very harsh, that kind of deal. Very, I don't see them as New Yorkers at all, but that's how they're often observed here. Um, so yeah, so Cebu can be a little bit of that way, where it's a little different there. A lot more tattoos, a lot more, um, modern kind of dress and whatever. So yeah, more nightclubs and stuff there too. Would be something. But as you get out, some of these areas are pretty conservative. Butuan seems to be that way initially. I've been here maybe a month. A lot more conservative. Really, hardly any nightlife out here at all. But that's actually what I like, right? I don't want to be in those particular areas really at all. So yeah, different. The areas are different depending on where you're at. The dialect's going to be different. I think that's been some of Mary Rose's challenges as you get in some of these areas that don't necessarily speak the same dialect. They don't communicate as well. I know when I went to Iloilo, I didn't necessarily like it out there. I had a different vibe out there from the people and the culture. Another thing too around that, and anytime you have an upper class and a middle class, they tend to shy away from us even a little bit more, and they're definitely more, um, to stick to that group. It's kind of a, what do you say? Korea is a lot like that too, where there's a hierarchy to the class of living here. So as a foreigner, you're in an upper hierarchy just by being as a foreigner. You're presumed to be rich and all that, but yeah, so there's a little bit of that dynamic here where there's a class hierarchy, and which I just don't agree with that, right? I judge people on their character and who they are, not by how they were born or their skin color or that kind of deal. But there is a little bit of that here in the Philippines, meaning when you get in some of these middle class and upper class regions too, they're just not as open to associating with you as other areas. So I just noticed that in Iloilo. I've noticed it in Makati and BGC. And those are the three kind of standout areas where I've seen that. Davao was super friendly. People were great there, man. Davao had a different, chill, layback kind of vibe. You know, it's kind of hard to describe, but I really enjoyed my time in Davao. Now, granted, that was a long weekend, right? So hardly a long-term stay. I can't wait to get back to Davao and spend more time there. I really like Tagum. I'll pull that up on the map too. That was actually another place I really wanted to live too. So down here, so whatever, about an hour and a half northeast of Davao City, this town called Tagum here. Really cool town, man. Just a great vibe. People were so friendly, and Mindanao people in general. Down here in Mate, really cool little beach town. People were super friendly there too, man. Really, just dig Mindanao in general. To me, has just been great. Really enjoy it, especially this region down through here, Davao, Tagum, Mate, and then really this whole East Coast was just great, man. Just so cool. Cool story, man. When I was out traveling with oops, you know what? I didn't have that on there. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'll pull up Tagum here real quick. I was talking about that. Yeah, here's Tagum here, northeast of Davao City, and then the other city I was talking about was right here, Mate, and of course this whole East Coast. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Fun story. When we were traveling, I traveled with my buddy Jim. We're riding around. We just were on the East Coast there, and I had not secured one of my bags really well. Really nice Kriega bag, right? Motorcycling bag. Had it on the back of my bike. Waterproof, the whole deal. Well, since it is waterproof, I put all my electronics in there. I had my laptop, all my cameras, all that, right, was in that bag. And so I didn't secure it on my bike. And Jim and I were riding. We're going down to the beach. Somebody said, "Hey, you guys should check out this beach down here." And it's a little bit bumpy, right? You know, it's whatever. And my bag comes off, right? Full of electronics, full of cameras, full of laptops. I mean, no kidding. Probably whatever, maybe close to $10,000 worth of equipment. And then it falls, it comes off my bike, and then I don't see it. And we're down, P and I together now, we're down at the beach, and some guys come up holding this bag. It's like, "Hey, is this one of yours?" You know, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," right? So just super honest, super chill people, man. It was so cool. I mean, you know, I could have lost all my camera gear, my laptop, and all of that, right? It just had my iPad in there and my laptop, and you know, it just, oh my gosh, it was bad. But yeah, I'm still learning those nuances. For me, a lot of what the standouts are is the weather, and how it differs depending on how you're flying around, how you're around a little bit. Oh, I have internet issues. Interesting. I'll have to. You know what? Let me turn this on so that way it can auto negotiate. Yeah, first time live streaming from my play. There we go. That might have fixed that. Okay. But yeah, anyways, so those have been the big standouts for me. As I get more and more in tune with the culture, I think I'll be present to more of that. But yeah, great question. Niles, what's up, man? From Phoenix. Yeah, beautiful. I spent a little bit of time in Phoenix, Niles, when I was the last firm that I worked for right before I decided to move here. They had an office in Phoenix. I can't even remember the name of that firm. Shoot. Anyways, they had a office in Phoenix, and I went down there a couple times. Beautiful, right? Phoenix had a big growth spurt during the pandemic, right, as people migrated south. So yeah, that was really cool. I too, actually, as I was, you know, looking to get kind of change my gears and try a different city, I was thinking of Phoenix myself. Yeah, yeah, cool. That's great. Yeah, great town. A little warm there too. It's a different kind of heat, right? Super dry. Someone described it. It's like opening an oven door. You know, you get that blast of heat and you open the oven door. Yeah. Jordy asks, "Do you want children with your Filipina?" Well, I would love children, actually. I love kids. I really do. I absolutely adore kids. And, you know, one of the things I see here that it just lights me up, you know, I just chilling with a guy yesterday. He's starting his family. You know, he's in his 60s. He's starting a family out here. It's just, you know, beautiful, right? Good for him. You know, he's responsible. He's going to take care of the family and kids and stuff like that, right? So, but yeah, I love that. You know, people starting over in life, man. People recreating. Really dig that. And so yeah, I would love to have kids. I absolutely adore kids. And yeah, I see a lot of men like this. You know, my buddy Kev, right? You know, had never had kids. Uh, you know, almost excited about the idea. You know, he's over 50, retired. And you know, and the Filipinos love kids. It's all about family out here. It's a good fit. And not only that, we have time to be with our kids, you know. Shoot, I didn't spend much time with my son. You know, I was living in one state, he was living in another, trying to work, trying to build my career, not, you know, making, but I think at whatever, it was 20 grand a year at the time, you know, so no money and broke and no time, you know, so we actually have time to be with our kids, to raise our kids. So yeah, I would love to have kids again. Now, you know, that's going to take some work on both of our sides. Mary Rose is got her version of kids and her thing that's going on there, and then I've had a vasectomy, so so yeah, I can get it reversed, right? And I wouldn't mind doing that if the right circumstances come along. But yeah, right now we're both just kind of enjoying our time and traveling around. So, but yeah, great question, Jordan. Jimmy, what's up, man? Yes, see you in November, hitting Thailand on the way over, then Africa for 2 weeks. Dude, so cool. And Naval, yep. have a place rented in Davao for 5 months. Can't wait to do, or can't do full time in the Philippines. Yeah, man. No, I remember. You got your stuff going on there at home. So, yeah, man, excited to see you. What a trip, man. Africa for 2 weeks, then Davao. Yeah. Thailand first. Yeah, that sounds incredible. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, right? I remember Geo um, went over to Africa and shot some stuff there. It seemed, great, right? You really do have a hub here in Southeast Asia that you can travel to, out of Kuala Lumpur and out of Bangkok. Easy to get flights anywhere in the world, right? So yeah, I'm excited to do a little more exploring out of the country too. It's 3 years. I've just pretty much been the Philippines. I did go to Tokyo and saw that Formula One race, which was great. Enjoyed that. I just I had this dream and vision about traveling around this country by motorcycle, and I'm doing that. And it took a couple years to get that set up, right? Like I bought a bike, I bought the Hunter 350, the Royal Enfield, and it just wasn't the right tool for that kind of job. So I really struggled. And so over a year ago now, I've had my NX 500, and it is a great tool for that job. And so I've got a lot of stuff to do here where I want to tour by bike kind of throughout this section of Northeast Mindanao. I mean, you and I did Eastern Mindanao, right? So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I got my kit really dialed in. I got my travel kit dialed in too with my coffee and bag and all that stuff, right? Just my travel kit is good. So I feel like I'm really ready to do some of these bigger trips in Mindanao here. And excited, man. You gotta join me on one. But yeah, excited to have you come back, brother. Really am. Yeah. Which place are you in Butuan City? Good decisions, because Butuan has near airport. Yep, near DFA for passport, and maybe you need Rose to have it. Yeah. No, Mary Rose will need to get her passport. We actually just cased out the passport office here in Butuan City. But yeah, we're right near the airport. Actually, we're on that part of town. I did want to get away from the river a little bit. I thought I was going to be in a region that didn't have water issues, but whatever, we solved that problem with a water tank. But yeah, no, we're really excited about being in Butuan City and love it. And like I was saying, is my buddy who just commented up there, Jim and I did a big couple-week trip through Mindanao back in January, February, and I really did. And then I came through when I did the northern part of Mindanao in November. So I just really dig this town. I like the size of these kinds of towns. Right around that 300,000 to 400,000 mark is a good sized town, man. Then you've got some amenities. You've got some malls and stuff. You've got some restaurants. You've got housing. When we were in Palumpan at 70,000 people, there was a really good meat shop that we found, but grocery store, man, was rough. You really didn't have a grocery store there. So here you've got several big grocery stores. We just found our meat shop. So yeah, I'm really liking it too. And then too, what I like about, and this could be anywhere, is just the newness, the discovery of it, right? Hopping on the bike and riding around and figuring out where crap is at. I do really enjoy that. So yeah, man, I'm digging Butuan so far. There hasn't really been anything that I despise. There's a little bit of traffic here, but not bad. Let's just go ahead and we'll show you the map and the area and the traffic situation here. Where am I at? There we go. So you've got, did I do Amazon? Okay. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I pulled up a different tab. So you've got this main drag that goes through town here. And then you've got here, you can see this bypass road. So this is the only area that really, let's see if we can do traffic. Yeah. So you can see here, this is the only area that gets a little bit of traffic, right? I am sharing this, aren't I? Yeah, good. The color code. So this yellow area, and even then it's not super thick. Of course, it's Sunday morning. So, and I believe that's actually right around the church. So this is the only area, yeah, there's the church actually, that gets kind of congested. But you have other options. You got this road too that kind of bypasses around. So yeah, one road that's subjected to congestion. You've got a bunch of other options. I really dig that about this town too. So a good sized town with not a lot of traffic issues, which is key because Ormoc, on the other hand, which is about the same size town, has traffic issues. You know, it definitely has traffic. There's congestion everywhere. And the main thing that's there around that are the trikes. And those dang trikes congest traffic. Trikes and putt-putts, man. So the city here has done a really good job at keeping those off the street. And yeah, so really psyched about the traffic situation here in the city. Yeah, really digging it. My wife and children are from Caso. I'm not sure where that's at, brother. Let's see if we can find that on the map here. C-A-L-A. C-A. Where is C-A-L-A? Yes. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, it looks like you're north of Manila there, if I'm seeing that right. I'm not, yeah, if I come up on the map here, let's see here, add to stage. Yeah, is that where you're at? Is that where you're talking? North of Manila? Yeah, that looks beautiful up there. Yeah, yeah, Classo. Yeah, it looks nice. Nice big bay up there. Little golf. Yeah, it looks great, man. So many incredible options, aren't there? Yeah, just so many places for us to be and experience, and that is what I'm doing. It's exactly what I'm doing. Just touring around, figuring out what vibes, what feels good. So so yeah, I'm excited. Are you up, babe? Hey. Oh, I thought I heard Mary Rose. She was sleeping. It's still pretty early. It's like 6 in the morning. Yeah, good morning from Morgan. God bless. Yeah, thanks, Lowell. Same with you, brother. Yeah, hope all is good. Hope all is great up there. What do we got? Saturday night, right? Yeah, I'm still waking up. I got up right around 5, getting my coffee, first coffee going. But yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Hope all is good for you. Hey, man, are you making the prices go up wherever you go in the Philippines? These Filipinos are watching. Yeah, yeah, I know, right? I've had to apologize to several people already. They're like, dude, you can't vlog from here, man. You can't, you know, we don't want people knowing about Butuan. Hey, you like my nice yellow wall? That's actually why I put up the backdrop. I was like, my gosh, these walls, they grow on you. They're not so bad. But yeah, for camera work, it's not the greatest color. So yeah, I went and got some curtains for a backdrop. But yeah, I have already had to apologize to a couple people. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to be vlogging about that. But nobody watches this channel, so you don't have to worry. My ticket is purchased for October, headed over. But man, all the places you've been, prices skyrocketed. Yeah, yeah. You know it. You know the Philippines can be expensive. It can be, but it can also be cheap. Like I said, my house here, my 3-bedroom, 2-bath house is 12,000 pesos, so $211. Yeah, so you can still find cheap, you know, but you probably get out of the city. Yeah, there's no way you can get this in Cebu, you know, no way, or probably Manila or maybe even Iloilo. I don't know, you know, I don't know Iloilo that well, but yeah, it's expensive, man. You got to get out of these more popular areas. But the good news is, guys, there's you know hundreds, maybe even thousands of these types of towns. There really are. They're really abundant. You know, especially once you get out here, you know, it's said 100 times, right? You can get in Cebu, use it as your soft landing, use it as your base, explore around, figure stuff out, or maybe in Davao, go down to Davao and check out Tagum, check out Mati. Great, right? Davao is another really solid option. Lots of places for us to go. Lots of places. Yeah, and I love it when there are only well, yeah, I love it when I'm the only foreigner in my area. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, or just not at least an abundance of, right? You know, Cebu, you know, and then even in Cebu though, guys, you can get out. Really, there's just a couple of neighborhoods that are the bubbles, and the bubbles are great for what they are, the bubbles are great for what they are, and the guys who want to be there and have their life there, nothing inherently wrong with that. Salt and vinegar potato chips is, I've said before on other live streams, and just meaning, some people like that stuff, and it doesn't matter. Maybe it's not our preference, but it doesn't necessarily make it wrong. But I'm with you, man. I'm not, and I think a lot of it just depends on why you come here. If you come here to date around and that kind of stuff, the bigger cities is where that you're going to have those options. You can't date around in towns like these. You can't. You quickly get discovered as somebody who's just sleeping around and have no intention of being in a relationship. You can get away with that in some of the bigger cities. You can. Cebu, Manila, you can be a chick boy or whatever they call it, right? Here you can't. You can't do it. So it depends on why you come here. If you come to the Philippines for dating, yeah, the bigger cities are where it's at. If you come here for nature and relaxation and adventure, then the bigger cities aren't where that's at. And so, and that's my deal. And that's kind of, so you really want to pick your city just based on what you're looking for, and that's hard for us. Think about like we're talking about, right? Detroit to Daytona. Think about moving to the United States, not knowing anything about United States, picking where to live, right? I mean, think about that, the daunting task of figuring out what's going to vibe for me in the United States and where would I live? And you land in New York City. Are you a New Yorker? Heck, most of us aren't, right? Most of us aren't. And even then, Denver, freaking Tampa, right? Ohio, Cleveland, we're they're all so different. Same here. Where you want to be, it's hard. But I'm with you. That is one of the things, Niles, that you're pointing to. That is something that I also enjoy, and you find that in the less populated towns, right around the 500,000 mark, anywhere above a couple 100,000 to 500,000. Really, really great towns. You've got shopping, you've got malls, and you've got less foreigners. So I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Yep. Yeah, when I do come across another foreigner, it seems like we avoid eye contact at all costs. Never mind conversation, right? You'll get a lot of that in Cebu too. You'll get a lot of that everywhere. And look, I just think that the guys who have been here a while, you didn't come here to be around other foreigners. You didn't. Guys that are here short term, they're just whatever, right? It's usually the amateur that comes up, and it's not always, but whatever, right? Yeah, but I get it. I see both sides of it. I can see, why guys don't ruin my paradise. Get away from me. Or, some people too, they just left a difficult situation, and being a Westerner reminds them of that, right? Maybe they have disconnect with family or whatever. So I get it. I understand. I don't. I say hi to people, and people come up and talk to me and that. And I actually really love and enjoy people. I always have. But I am sensitive to the people that I hang out with, right? Like on a long-term basis kind of deal. I just, there's requirements for me. People got to be upbeat. They got to be happy. I don't want to be around drama, that kind of stuff, right? Drama, depressive, loud, obnoxious. I'm just uninterested in anything like that. But as far as casual conversation and being around anyone and everyone, yeah, I'm down for that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, you're right. You can encounter other foreigners, and they don't say anything to you at all. They just ignore you. I've seen that many times, which whatever. Yeah, it can be a little awkward, right? Yeah, but I get it, right? Like I don't make it mean anything about me. I just think, yeah, that's they got their stuff going on, and they're just wanting to be by themselves and do their thing, and whatever. There's nothing wrong with that too, right? Where's Mary Rose? Does she have a bellyache from the chips? Oh, that's right. That video what came out. That was so funny. We're at the freaking store, and I was getting some salsa, and she's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "All right, we're gonna shoot us a video on that." And yeah, so the salsa actually wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. We saw a tostita salsa, which even that we can make some homemade, right? But they did have some chips and salsa, and yeah, we we had that. It was all right. It was all right. Her first time at that. Yeah, she likes it. She's good. No, she's doing great. So we both signed up for the gym yesterday, and so we went and worked out. And gosh, I just need to be in the gym, guys. I just need to be in the gym, and it's been a lifelong thing for me. And so it was so obvious to me when I was there working out yesterday that yeah, you got to be doing this, you know. Yeah. So, anyways, it's but she's doing good. So things are on track. What's up, Troy? Good morning. Yes, my Montag. Mm. I haven't had any of my coffee yet, man. I need some coffee. Oh, nice, brother. Yeah, back in Negro September, man. I just bought. Yeah, brother. I remember. Yeah, right, right. I just bought the CRF 300 Rally here in Australia. Should be a good bike for the Philippines. Yeah, dude. Absolutely, great bike for the Philippines. Yeah. Are you gonna ship it, or are you just gonna buy another one up here, or what's your plan with that? Oh, great bike, dude. Love that bike, especially the new 2025 version with the upgraded suspension. Um, great bike for the Philippines. Absolutely, man. 300cc bike. You really don't need anything more. That might be perfect. Yeah, great machine. Great machine. I thought about getting that too. I thought about doing a little more off road. I just my age, coming off the bike, just the two don't sound so good. The difference between street riding and dirt riding is coming off the bike, right? One of the differences, one of the many differences. But when you're riding street, you don't come off the bike, right? You never want to come off the bike. And riding dirt, you're going to come off the bike. You're going to go down. So yeah, you dress for it, but it still doesn't make it hurt. I mean, it makes it hurt a little bit less, I guess, but I don't know, man. Just the idea of being over 50 and rolling around on the ground coming off the bike doesn't sound like much fun. Hey, Danny, what's going on, brother? It's the Enchanted River in Sierra del Nor worth a visit. Oh, is the Enchanted River worth a visit? Does the picture? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. You know what? Let's see if we can find that on the map here. Yeah, Enchanted River. Yes, I think Jim and I were right by there. Yes, we were. Dude, we need to go back. I need to check that out. Yeah, you know what? Let's pull this up on the map so the rest of you guys can see that too. Yes, I believe it is. I remember people talking about this when we were out there. We didn't go check it out, but yeah, I mean, look at that, right? It looks absolutely epic. Yeah, that looks pretty wild. Yeah, I'd say it's worth a visit, right? Why not? Yeah, I'd do it. Yeah, that looks great. I'm down, man. Let's go. Let's go, Danny. Come on. Yeah, no, it looks great. I'm definitely. I'll do it at some point. It's on my list. Matter of fact, I need to mark that on my map here. Hold on, let me go back to my map. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's already saved. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, man, I'm down for sure. Geo 504. Good morning. What's up, man? Yeah, thanks. Good morning to you too as well. Things are good here. Like I said, got in the gym yesterday. Signed up for a nearby gym. The gyms here, guys, they're nothing special. They're not. They're non-aircon. They're, old equipment, whatever. But I don't know, man. I actually don't mind those too much. Yeah, it's got everything you need. It's got dumbbells and barbells and benches and squat machine and, Smith machine and cables and, whatever. It's good. It's fine. It's perfect. I think it's got a little bit of a boxing kind of deal too. Like it might do, Muay Thai and all that stuff. So good job. Sorry guys, I'm way behind the content. I tried to get your bag listed first to sell it, but locals got to it first. Oh brother, you bust me up, man. Too funny. Yeah, that was kind of wild. I did give you a little bit of hard time. I was like, dude, you're so far behind me. You didn't see the bag fall. Oh, dude, that was wild though, right? Hey, is this your bag? I was like, oh man, you know? Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Crazy. I mean, very so cool, right? Like everything was in there. My vlogging career would have been over, but darn, right? Yeah, that was a great trip, brother. I can't wait to do it again under better weather. But that was a good trip. It was fun. We did. We were right by that Enchanted River place that that gentleman there was talking about. Danny, I believe it was who brought that up. Yeah, I can't wait to go back. And I think you did go back. Yeah, I thought you did go back and you kind of rewrote a lot of that. I will too. I'll definitely go back and rewrite it, especially living here. So, yeah, we should meet up and we should plan on meeting up in like let's see here, brother. We should plan on meeting up back in Lake Malabalai or Butuan. I think you said you've been through there. I haven't been through there yet, but yeah, we should plan on meeting up in somewhere in Malabalai, Valencia City, somewhere through here. Yeah, we should plan on meeting up there, brother, when you get back in town. That'd be perfect. I could be definitely ready if hopefully maybe I haven't done that yet, and we can meet up there and hang out, do some riding. Yeah, good for you, man. Enjoy your trip. Hope all's good back in the States. That sounds like me leaving my cell phone in Manila airport. Yeah, and a guy chased me down to give it to me. Wow. Yep, not all are bad. Meet some good people there in April. Yeah. No, that story where I dropped my bag. And the same thing happened, dude, in Palawan. So I had a hole in my back pocket, and I was going to get ready to my pants sewn up. I was going to take it to a shop and get it sewn up. And my freaking wallet falls out on the street at night, at like 10 at night. I have an AirTag in my wallet, right? So it falls out in the middle of the street, right outside my hotel. I had been in Palawan maybe a week, and my wallet laying on the road. Next morning, 6, 7 in the morning, whenever my wallet's gone. It's missing. I'm like, crap. I knew what happened. I had a hole in my pocket, right? It's like, crap. So I look on Find My Devices, right? I run the AirTag in there, and I could see it's like, as of 5, 6 a.m., it was right outside the hotel. So I'm doing this, right? It's like 7 in the morning, whatever. Minutes. I'm talking 10 minutes. I'm looking at this. I get a knock on my hotel door. And this whatever girl knocks on my door and says, "Hey, are you Chris? Did you lose your wallet?" I'm like, "What?" Yeah. And somebody who found the wallet posted on Facebook, "Hey, lost wallet, foreigner wallet found in this area." And people, I mean, it's so small town. There's hardly any other foreigners. They knew it was me, and they knew where I was staying. They're like, "Yeah, it's this guy right here." And within minutes, I had my wallet back. So just really incredible. Yeah, no, people are great here, man. Yeah, whatever. You can have some horror stories too, but there's just some really, really fabulous people. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Too funny, man. What's up, Mr. Ray? Yeah. Hey, Chris, I'm scared to bring my camera through TSA. Anybody that won't get my gear mishandled. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with my gear. I would just say if you've got like a big full frame camera, just have a nice carrying case that protects it. I don't have my gear super handy quite yet, but one of the things I do is I actually have what I do here. Yeah, like those walls, right? Actually, that's not too bad of a background, is it? Actually, a trick that I've done recently with these cameras is I use a sunglass case to help it. And mainly I did that because what the problem I was having was if I just had these in my bag, it would start recording. Like the buttons would get inadvertently pushed and it would start recording. So I adopted a strategy of putting these in sunglass cases to stop that from happening. But yeah, I would just say a good case should take care of that, right? If you're talking like a full frame kind of point and shoot camera, these action cameras are pretty durable. But yeah, it depends on the type of camera, but I would, whatever carrying case would be a good strategy for that. I had like an electronics bag that I would use for like when I was traveling airplanes and stuff like that. And you know, just it goes back to just really good bags, you know, good cases, good bags, that kind of deal. Like my backpack, I think it's Osprey backpack is a nice laptop sleeve in there for that kind of gear. But yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. You're just being extra safe. Having good cases will should take care of it. I went to the Swift truck driving school in Phoenix. Yeah, way too hot. I know, right? It's freaking warm there. It is a little bit warm in Phoenix. It's like like I said, it was like an oven. I was there in August in Phoenix, and it did. As soon as you open that freaking door and going outside, it felt like a blast from an oven. Yeah. Ooh, yes. Yeah, 1 second, Gio. Let's talk about that. Coffee is still so dang hot. This freaking thermos, man. These freaking Aqua Flask. It's a local company here. Really great thermos. Holds ice like all day long, man. It's wild. Anyways, Gio asks, what do I think about the upcoming Honda 650 African Twin? Yeah, man. Yeah. Really good bike for the Philippines. Love it. Love it. Yeah, Honda. Yeah, I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan. I'll look at it. The thing is, so I've got two bikes, right? I've got the Honda ADV 160 and I've got the NX 500. Honestly, guys, I enjoy that Honda ADV 160. I freaking love that bike. It's a great machine. It is so practical. We ride that every day together here around town. It's just easy to get in and out and do stuff. We got a top box on it, plus you got this storage under the seat. Dude, you could take that bike anywhere and everywhere in this country. Now, where it's not really good, right? It's not good off-road. Well, actually, I took it more off-road than my NX 500. So, mild off-road, fine, right? But nothing hardcore, of course. But anyways, it's also not good in the Manila area because of the interstates. But everywhere else, man, that's a freaking great machine. Really good machine. Yeah, man, really psyched about that. These bigger bikes, Gio, I'm learning the more and more time I'm here, they just don't have the use. Even my NX, right? It's nice on the highway, not even the highway. It's nice on the bigger roads. It's nice for touring around, but the everyday riding kind of stuff, I'd much rather be on that ADV 160, the scooter, than I would the NX 500. Same with the 650 African Twin, you know, nice for just doing the big touring kind of stuff. But outside of that, I guess what I'm saying is probably have two bikes. Like I probably wouldn't look to get the 650 unless I got rid of my NX because I would really always have a scooter like this. Love that scooter. Now, as Jim pointed out in the previous live, that Honda ADV 350 is coming out too. That'd be interesting to see what that's like. I know it's been out in other markets for a while now. So I think there is quite a bit of content on that already. But yeah, no, there's a lot of bikes in this kind of middleweight, lightweight adventure series that are coming out. The Kawasaki, at EICMA last year announced that their twin. They did a little kind of a peek at it, which I haven't heard much since, but that should be coming out. Of course, you got the Royal Enfield, the Himalayan 450. You've got the 450 MT by who the hell makes that? Can't remember now. But yeah, dude, lots of bikes, man, in this middleweight, lightweight adventure series. Honda's KTM just launched that 390 Adventure. BMW's got the 450, right? A lot of bikes, And of course, gentleman Troy up in Negros is the Honda CRF 300 Rally. I mean, the 300cc, nice bike, man. Yeah. So just, gosh, so many options for us. I would, just like any motorcyclist, you're going to need more than one bike. You can't go wrong with Honda. You can get it serviced in a lot of places, but not as much as you think you can. You can get a scooter serviced anywhere and everywhere. But yeah. Skating Gazer, what's up, brother? Hope all's good there in Ormoc. Skating Geezer, good morning, Chris. I see the hierarchy stuff from stuff. Well, the stuff of well-to-do people in Ormoc. Yeah, I don't like it, and I didn't expect to see that much in a Catholic country. It's there, brother, isn't it? Yeah, it wasn't something I was present to. So we talked earlier about how the culture here is really class divided. It really is. the upper class really looked down on the lower class. I know that was one of the things with Joe. She was really insecure about her class. And yeah, and I just was shocked by that. It's something that as Westerners, as Americans, just have no concept of. It's very different than anything I've experienced. Now we've got racial, we've got those kind of tensions, right? Even gender tensions now, which they don't have here, but they do have class tensions. So, and maybe it's just because there's an overwhelming class in the United States of middle class, whatever, right? Even though that's kind of dwindling a little bit, but yeah, it's very different. Yeah, very. I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. It's very different. Something that I was not used to either, and was offended by. You know, and it made me gravitate away from the upper class Filipinos, honestly, just because of how they kind of look down on the lower class. No, that's not everybody, but it did make me kind of move away from that. And just because I also too, I just want to be around simple, generous people, and I had found more of that in just the everyday Filipinos. And so yeah, I hear you, and that's a sad part of this culture that I'm seeing a little bit. Not as bad as Korea though. Koreans don't even really talk to us, even Westerners or Americans. It's really interesting. Yeah, I normally have an icebreaker, but you're right, it's more awkward for them. Yeah. Talking to other foreigners. Yeah, sorry, I get behind in the comments a little bit. I just go off and talk about stuff, and we'll get there. We'll get there. It's why I do the lives, guys. I just, let's dive into stuff, right? Let's talk about it. Let's go deep. Yeah, liking vlogs in Asia. What's up, brother? Yeah, no, things are good, man. Things are good. Getting set up, right? New town, new exploration, new vibe. Yeah, no, things are good. Back in the gym. Maybe you go for a run today. Yeah, no, things are well. Things are well. A little more expensive. The one stressor for me, I'm just kind of going through it, right? As you asked me. One of the stressors that I had though was a little bit of expense. I mean, I spent probably well over $5,000 getting moved in and set up in this place. So that was expensive. And 5-6 grand in a month, that's way outside my normal budget. So now granted, I won't spend that every month, but yeah, but no, things are good, man. Things are going well. I'm really excited about being here. I do have a budget video that I clipped out of probably a live I did from a couple weeks ago that should be also coming out, that goes over kind of budget stuff. So, but yeah, things are well, man. Thanks, appreciate that. Hope all is well with you. Can't wait till I'm back there in October. I feel like I've been way too long. April 2025. Yeah, man. Right? I remember, so went back for my daughter's graduation in whatever hell month that was, in May. And yeah, I was excited to be back in Colorado, excited to see friends and family, but also too ready to get back here, ready to get back to, simpler, quieter life for sure. So I can relate, man. Hope you get back here soon. What's up, Odo? What's up, brother? Mayang buntag, magandang umaga, magandang umaga. Yes, hope all is good there in Batangas. You finally get clear up from that low pressure system? Yeah, man. Excited to see about the weather down here. Excited to see about the weather. Yes. From Nova Scotia. Is that where you're from, Jamie? Yeah, nice, brother. I had some friends from Nova Scotia. Yeah, cool. Good for you. Flying back to Davao on Monday. Well, brother, enjoy that ride, man. Get rested up, and hope you're doing well. Echo. Stop. For some reason, my Echo is kicking off on me here a little bit. There we go. My Alexa device. But yeah, brother. Yeah, hope all is good. Hope all goes well with your trip and you're able to enjoy it. Get your movies downloaded and enjoy the flight. I was actually pretty surprised how I had a really, really nice flight to the United States. I flew from Cebu to Narita, Tokyo, and I had a direct flight from Narita to Denver. Man, that was awesome. That was so nice, man. and it was like whatever 10 hours I think the flight was. Really nice. And then on the way back, yeah, it was easier. I remember the first time flying out, or maybe the second time. I can't remember. I've only flown 3 times now, back and forth from the United States. My scouting trip, my move, and then that last trip. But yeah, it can be a rough trip, man. It can be pretty rough. But yeah, I hope it goes good for you, brother, and hope you do. I catch a bug too. I get sick. Freaking airplanes are this little freaking petri dishes, right? Yeah. But anyways, hope you do well. Danny, Mr. Ray for Cebu, Mactan, they only check your personal hand carry bag, use a roller, and don't declare anything in your camera gear will be fine. Yeah, yeah, that's a good strategy for sure. Yeah, throw it in your carry-on bag. Yeah, sure, that's good, not too bad. Troy, oh man, I don't see a lot of foreigners when I'm there. I just love hanging in with my Philippines family and local. Yeah, you don't see a lot of foreigners where you're up in. Aren't you up in Northern Negros, brother? Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, nice. Yeah, not too many around. You know, whatever. It's pretty limited. There's what maybe 5 or 6 cities, right? Cebu, Manila, BGC, Makati. You know that area. Iloilo is probably getting quite a bit now, right? Some in Davao, and those are the top ones, right? CDO is starting to get. If you can name a city, it's got some foreigners in them. Not too many people know about Butuan, so it's got some, but not many. Not too many people know about Ormoc. It's got some, but not many. But yeah, the cities that you guys can name off the top of your head, they got some foreigners to them, just because we know about them, right? The ones that don't, the ones that you can't name off your head, don't have nearly as many. And great towns, great little towns, and even in like Cebu, still great, man. You can get out, freaking hang out in Mandawi. You don't have to live in the bubble. You don't have to be in the business park or the IT park. You can still very much have a great existence in Cebu and not interact with any foreigners. There's small bubbles, a couple blocks, where all these guys hang out. Don't hang out there, Yeah, yeah. That's you easily do that, right? Easily. But as he was talking about expenses, that's the thing. It's just it's going to be more expensive in those areas too, right? 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom house for 12,000 ain't gonna happen in Cebu. Not in the areas, man. My freaking studio condo was 25,000 pesos 3 years ago. So it's the cost in those areas is high. Great to see you live, Chris. Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for being here. I'm walking to keep myself semi-fit, but I've been told that in the Philippines, opportunities to walk are poor. Well, I think what you might be pointing to are the sidewalks can be just like the infrastructure in general can be a little bit hit or miss, right? It can be, you might have potholes and sections of road or sidewalk that are washed out or uneven. So you just got to watch your footing. But dude, all kinds of great walking opportunities. I remember when I first moved to Cebu City, I was putting on I had hit like a 25,000 step day. So there's still a lot of walking you could do, brother. Yeah, for sure. Lots of walking, but just watch your feet, right? Be planted. It's definitely not wheelchair friendly, although Cebu had a little bit of that accessibility. But it's that kind of situation where the sidewalks aren't pristine, where you can skateboard, skate and geezer, or whatever, right? So, but there's a lot of walking, a lot of beaches, hiking. No, you'd be good, brother. Good pair of shoes though are key. Good moisture wicking shoes, good rain shoes. I wouldn't bring a big hiking boot unless you're really into that, but a nice pair of hiking running shoes, absolutely, man. That'd be a great shoe to have and bring with you, as well as some good water shoes. Yeah, some flippers if you want to snorkel. Yeah, but yeah, lots of walking, brother. It's just like sidewalks can be a little hit or miss. Oh no, same here in sleepy little Balayan. You hardly see a foreigner here, but I like to hang out with foreigners who prefer to hang out with locals, better vibes. Yeah, man. I'm starting to, meet that crew here out here a little bit too. And there's the foreigner hangouts and stuff like that even here. And I like my dose of foreigner every now and then. I do. I don't mind it. I like I said, guys, I don't hate people. I don't, but I definitely don't mind my own company and that kind of thing. But yeah, man, I whatever. I give everybody a chance and like hanging out with people. But I am particular, like who I hang out with, like on an everyday kind of basis, without a doubt. Like I said too, I really need to. I'm really susceptible to people's. I don't even know if it's energy or what, but I just really need to be around positive, friendly people, and that's not most people on the planet. So I just tend to enjoy my own company for the most part. But yeah, you know, I'm meeting people here and hanging out with people here and friendly and that kind of deal. But whatever, man. I definitely don't avoid foreigners. Like if somebody comes up to me and talks to me, hey, how you doing? What's up? What you up to? Who are you? Anyways. Oh, sorry, I skipped over Blue. Hey, bud, nice to see you. You're still kicking. Greetings from your Florida stockbroker. Oh, Blue, aka Sharky. All right, man. Yeah, nice, man. Ah, I lived in Florida for a while. Tampa, Bradenton, Anna Maria Island. Gorgeous, man. I moved to Anna Maria Island in the late 80s. And actually, that's probably why the Philippines really calls to me, is because of my experiences on Anna Maria. I moved there when I was like 15, 16 years old and just loved it, guys. From Cleveland down to Anna Maria, just this beach vibe, man. I walked down the beach, I had really long, blonde, curly hair. I gotta get a picture. You know what? I think I could show you guys. I looked like Christopher Atkins from Blue Lagoon. Can you imagine me with blonde, curly hair? Hold on, I got it here because I took a picture of it. I'll show you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Oh wait, I gotta get to my favorites. Hold on, where's it at? All right, okay, and here's favorites. But yeah, I spent some time in the Florida area in my teens and 20s. That's not that one. Where the hell is it? Hold on, I'm finding it here. Oh shit, what'd I do with it? Hold on, guys. Sorry. Just looking for a picture here. I got one of them. That's not the one I was looking for. Huh. What the hell did I do with it? I know I have it here. Huh, well, I guess I'll show this one. It doesn't show it as well. Oh, here it is. My gosh. So I don't even know how old I am. Dude, look at that. It's like 1988 or something like that, I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm familiar with Florida. I lived there a lot. I lived there. Yeah, here's my girlfriend when I was, whatever, 17, 18. Yeah. Yeah, too funny, man. Crazy. I know. I lived in Florida. Your bike's in storage in CDO, so I'll have to head there, hoping the gas isn't stale. Yeah, dude. Oh, that might be rough. It will be stale. It comes up after like 2. You're gonna have to. Yeah, brother, I'd probably take it in, see if you can get that cleaned out. I don't even know if I'd start it, man. You know what? I'll do some digging for you and see if I can find any information. Yeah, gas preserver would have been a good thing to add to that before you left. The battery's probably dead. I got a battery tender. Yeah, I would probably drain that oil, drain all the fluids out. I don't know if I'd start it up, man. I'll dig for you a little bit. I'll ask around. I'll dig through AI and see what we can find on that. Because there's shops there in Cebu. You should be able to have someone pick it up, drain all the gas out of there, and go ahead and change the oil, charge up the battery, or replace the battery. You should be good. My concern is if you start it and run it, all that gummed up gas will work its way through the engine and create more problems. So, yeah, but I'll look for you and I'll message you. Yeah. Yeah, we had a group ride last Friday organized by Honda Big Bike. Oh, nice. 35 participants plus 4 security guys. Dude, so freaking awesome, man. See, that's what's kind of nice about that's what's nice about being like in the Manila area is you do have a lot of that. And Cebu, you had that too. You had a community, you had a bigger, there's some riding communities. I did these group rides with these Royal Enfield guides. There was freaking 20 of us, man. Freaking loved it. All Royal Enfield riders, all out riding around. Yeah, so that is one of the cool things about being in a city like that. Yeah, good for you, brother. Yeah, good stuff, man. Yeah, nice, nice. It sounds like a good time, Moto. Yeah, yeah, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, what's up, brother? I love having two motorcycles to give me options on where to ride. I have the 150 XR is lightweight. Stock travel is longer than the stock travel. The suspension is longer than the CB500X. Yeah, nice, man. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, I like having a couple bikes too. You know, that way too. If you got a problem with one, you can ride the other one and get stuff going. So having one bike is rough. Yeah, I would definitely recommend a couple bikes, especially if that's your only means of transportation. Having a nice bike, having a motorcycle and a scooter, absolutely. Dig it. And maybe it is. Maybe it's the NX500 and the ADV 160. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm in that inquiry for sure. I took my fiance to Mocktown Newtown Beach last night because we wanted to soak in the salt water. Yeah, I paid $8.50 each to hear. Uh, Sorry, sir. Oh man, beach unavailable, only pool. Yeah, there's an Ironman. Yeah, yeah. It's one of the problems. Oh, thanks, baby. Appreciate that. One of the problems of Cebu is beach access. You don't really have it there. There's really not. I mean, you can go to like you can go out to Mocktown, some of these beach resorts, but even then, it's kind of small. I went out to what's that, Shangri-La. I went out to God, there's a couple of them that are out there that you can go to. But yeah, no, I hear you, man. Yeah, yeah, good for you being out here. No, hope all is good for you, Danny. Yeah. The more well-to-do Filipinos seem to want to brag and show off, yep, what they have to show that they have made it. Yeah, no, you're right, Kev. Yeah, there is a little bit of that ego involved with that kind of stuff that I've also noticed, and that was kind of what rubbed me the wrong way with the Iloilo, because there was this just larger upper middle class and upper class there that, if anything, I felt like they didn't want me around, and I'm just walking through town. I'm walking through some of these areas, I just had a feeling of like, like we were talking about with some Forders, get out of my paradise. And I didn't feel welcomed in like I do in other areas. And so, yeah. And same with not necessarily BGC, but there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of that vibe in the Philippines, guys, just because of some of the actions of some of these people who are disrespectful. Some of these guys here that aren't here taking advantage of people, whatever, being a traveling sexpat or whatever that is that these guys are doing. They're just, the word's out, man. The word's out. And so not everywhere are we welcomed because of the actions of other people, man. And some of it's culture and the upper class stuff, and some of it's just us being jerks, right? These guys traveling around sleeping with teenage girls and stuff. It's just like, you know, people are getting, onto that kind of way of being, and just like, whatever, another perverted foreigner, right? And they're very standoffish to us initially, and even out here, they're a little bit would keep their distance, and they're still curious, but they want to know. But they've got a lot of conversations about us and who we are as people, and it's not always great. Yeah, the buffet was awesome. The food was awesome there. Yeah, good for you, man. I'm torn between Malaybalay, Dumaguete, and Butuan. More research for me. Yeah, Richard, and come check it out. Come check them out, right? Yeah, come go to all of them. And it is, and nobody can tell you, right? Nobody can tell you. You got to figure that out for yourself. You got to go and check out and see what you like. You know, I didn't necessarily like Dumaguete, but it doesn't make it bad, right? You know, I don't know. I'm figuring out Butuan yet. I've only been here maybe a month. Malai, I haven't been yet. You know, I guys, I really like this area too. Um, I really liked Western Leyte. That's freaking beautiful through here, man. This little town of where's it? Bye Bye Leyte. Where are you at? Bye Bye. There's Ormoc. Yeah, I really dug this. This is gorgeous here. Gorgeous. And a smaller town, not quite as big as Ormoc or Butuan. So definitely a smaller town, but just beautiful, man. Really spectacular roads through here. Actually, one of my favorite roads is Bye Bye to So Good. Gorgeous ride through there. Yeah, I really like Bye Bye. And you're sheltered a little bit. It's Leyte. You're sheltered a little bit because you got these big mountains. So any kind of low pressure system is going to get busted up. I mean, granted, you'll get wet for several days or whatever, but you won't have Mondo storm running through. You get out to, you know, what the hell are these two islands again? Yeah, Camotes. Get out to Camotes and check out there. I like it there, man. You got easy access to Cebu. You've got, I think they have a direct ferry now, a fast craft back to Cebu, or you can take a bus up to Ormoc, right? So I really like Western Western Leyte. Beautiful. And the standouts for that are Ormoc, you know, Skate and Geezers up in Ormoc. You do have some traffic up in Ormoc. Let's see if it'll show up in the map. Because I do think we got traffic lit up. Yeah, but it's Sunday morning, so it's not showing up. There's a little bit here. But you do have some traffic in Ormoc, and it's hard to get away from. Them damn trikes, man. I'm telling you, that's what gets you. But yeah, so Bye Bye is a really is a big standout for me. And again, I've spent maybe a week there. But yeah, Malai looks great. Dumaguete, whatever, you know, whatever. If I was to live in Negros, I'd probably go to Bacolod or San Carlos. San Carlos seems good too, actually. Yeah, San Carlos would be a good option because you've got a port you can hop over and you get back to Cebu pretty not too bad. San Carlos would be a not bad option. The thing too about Negros that I don't necessarily like is this damn volcano that's right here. And that thing is firing off, right? I mean, I would get text message warnings all the time. Yeah, this whole region is because of that volcano. I mean, in Bacolod, it sits right at the base of that dang thing. So, granted, the wind usually blows to the south, you know, from north to south and that, but I don't know, man. Yeah, so many options, right? So many options. Lots of options to be. Lots. I love it. You can spend a life just figuring out where. That's what I'm doing, Richard. I'm figuring out where. Figuring out where I want to go. Yeah, I don't know yet. Figured out where I want to live when I grow up. Kuya David's Ventures. Love it, man. Love that name. What's up, Kuya? Yeah, how's it going, brother? Yeah, hope you're good. Hope you're good. Where am I located? I'm located in Butuan City. Not too Butuan. Yeah, I'm in Butuan City. And on the, as you can tell there, on the, what do you call, western part of town. So I wanted to be kind of away from this river and the flooding that I've heard about here. And yeah, man, I dig it. I'm freaking right in the middle of a rice field. I kid you not. Oh yeah, I got that video out to show you guys. And where is that video? 1 second. Yeah, image 2863, I think is it. Okay, 1 second. Let's see if we can share that. Remove from studio. Let's add. Let's do a video file. 2863. Yeah, let's check this out. All right, guys, I am right in the middle. Oops, hold on. Add to stage. Yeah, look at that. Now you hear the rooster even. Yeah, man, that's where I live. That's my view. Check that crap out. It's beautiful. I mean, this is just down the street from me. This is kind of the edge of my neighborhood, and really beautiful, right on the rice fields. And this is looking, yeah, we're looking west. We're looking at the sunset, right? Really, really cool. I am sharing this, right? Yeah, yeah. So that is where I'm at, Butuan City. Dig it. I dig it. What's up, Jeff? Good evening, brother. You like that shower curtain, right? Yeah, I had it, dude. My walls. Where am I at? Yeah, see those walls? Yeah, it's actually not too bad. I don't know. I'll try it. I'll try it. According to AI, I should have a dark charcoal black background. Oh man. Yeah, you're on the throne doing live. Yeah, right? I'm on the throne doing live from the shower curtain. Oh, yeah, nice new pad. Keep the faith. Yeah, you're a Filipino prime. Yeah, man. Too funny, brother. You bust me up every time. Mm. Oh, too funny. Yeah, no, having good times out here, man. Negros, yeah. Yeah. Ah, Negros Occidental. I remember. Yeah, north. Spent a lot of time in down Salvador. Dude, gorgeous up there too. I rode that back in November. Loved it. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful up there. Dig it. Yeah, no worries, man. Lots of options. What were we talking about? Yeah, as far as the walking, yeah, dude, you're fine. Yeah, you could walk around. Yeah, it just you be uneven roads. Infrastructure in general isn't the greatest, but definitely doable. And I recommend it. Especially if you're in Cebu, man. That first, well, you're not going to have any kind of transportation when you get there. Dude, I walked for days, man, for weeks. I was just walking every day. I'd get up and walk around, check out the area, see what's going on. Here it's a little bit harder, and that is kind of one of the nice things about coming to Cebu and starting, or Manila, BGC in Makati, or yeah, maybe Iloilo, not Dumaguete, but in particular Cebu, in the business park and the IT park. You don't need transportation. You don't want transportation. Um, the last thing you'd want to do is freaking hop on a bike and try to ride around the city, right? But walking, absolutely, man. You can walk that city easily. And if you plant yourself in Selenia there in the business park, right across the street is everything you want and need. So that is one of the nice things about being in Cebu like that, is there's lots of walking you can do. But yeah, no, I dig it, man. But here, Iloilo you could walk around too, but I found it where I needed a grab for everything. Here you can walk. I mean, there's walking to do here, but like you need transportation once you kind of get out of some of those areas. You're going to need transportation in Dumaguete. You're going to need transportation in Butuan, Malaybalay. You're going to need transportation. Iloilo, you're going to need it. Cebu City Business Park, IT Park, you don't want it. You got to park 5,000. You add on an extra 5,000 a month in expenses for parking, and then that's only if something's available, right? So yeah. And then registration, buying the vehicles. You go to the motorcycle shop and buy a scooter. Let's say you ain't riding it for a month and a half until you get it registered, and then you got to get a driver's license. So it is nice to get in Cebu and kind of get yourself situated there, and then start to think about transportation, and all that stuff takes time. That's what happened to me. Is it took me a couple of years to get set up with kind of that whole deal. Yes, Walt. Sir, what are your thoughts on November travel? Any typhoons likely? Have you stranded from traveling? Yeah, great question, Walt. So we talked a little bit about, you know what, let's just see if I can pull this up. Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, all right. So let's share this. Stop screen, share screen. We'll share this. I started using this, guys. I think you're seeing this now. Yeah, you're seeing this now. I started using Zoom Earth. I really like it. I pay for a premium version. I think it's like I don't even know, man. It might be $10, less than $10 a year. I really dig this. It's called Zoom Earth. Richard, brother, I think you turned me on to this. Yeah, so appreciate that. Richard up in Manila. I like the graphics of it. There's another one that I like, Windy too. Windy, Windy. And what's his name? Sorry, man. The guy out of Cebu. I can't remember his name. Older guy that's been blogging out of Cebu forever. He turned me on to that. Crap, what the hell is his name? Really, he's got a strong, like, Minnesota, North Dakota. Rod? Amazing Philippines? Rod? No. Yeah, right? Yeah, that's it. Sorry. My memory's gone to hell in a handbasket. But anyways, Rod turned me on to windy.com, and Richard turned me on to Zoom Earth. But really dig this app because it does allow you to travel or see what's going on with the low pressure systems and, forecast out as best as I can. But yeah, really dig this app. And this is what I would recommend, is just keep an eye on it. In the going on 3 years that I've been here, typhoons have not been an issue for me. Rain's not been an issue for me. And a lot of that is because of the region I'm in, though. I'm in the southern and central part of the Philippines, which is less likely to be impacted by those. It doesn't mean they won't happen, but they're less likely to hit. Like we were talking about before, most of these storms come in and then ride up, just kind of like they do in Florida. They hit the Florida coast and ride up. So there's a path that a lot of these storms take. And so being down here in the southern region, they don't hit as much, just like in the United States, right? Being in some regions of the United States, you're less likely to get a typhoon or a hurricane than you do in other regions. But the whole region of the Philippines, unlike the United States, the whole region of the Philippines, it is, you are at risk for being in a storm. But I like this particular app to kind of track that stuff. As far as November, these storms can hit any time of the year, given the location. However, most of the storms hit during the burn months. So you got September, October, November, December are when most likely the storms are to hit. But they like I said too, they can really hit any time of the year. So, but yeah, weather's not been a factor for me too. It just hasn't been. But the problem is, if you do get into a low pressure system, you're going to have 3 or 4 days of bad weather, right? So I would just be flexible and don't necessarily plan everything out, right? It's one of the mistakes I see guys do when they get here. They got every day planned out, and well, crap, you just don't know. Sometimes things change or cancel or whatnot, and just be a little more flexible and rigid. Or less rigid, more flexible in your travel plans, and what that provides, like, so if there is there's a low pressure system that's to the north, you go south, right? That kind of deal. So that's how I would handle that, and just kind of go around and check other places out. I mean, it's hard if you're looking to do air travel because you do want to book that in advance, but if you're traveling by boat or whatever and just kind of doing different stuff, you can get a great first trip to do is come in Cebu, hang out in Cebu for a little bit, get yourself acclimated to the time zone, right? Burn through your jet lag, hang out there in the business park or the IT park for whatever week, and then bounce over to Bohol, do stuff out there. Easy to get to Bohol from a little ferry or boat, and bounce around. And if the weather's bad from Cebu, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere from there, and even a last minute flight, whatever, probably won't cost you whatever, 100 or a couple $100, but that's nothing, or you can catch a boat from anywhere in Cebu, and go out to Camotes, you can chill there, go out to Bohol, like I said, you can bounce down to Dumaguete, really easy, but by boat or by bus, go up to Bintayan Island, so you can go north, you can go south, you can hop on plane and go over to Panglao. Or not Panglao, but Palawan. You can go to Panglao too, but you can, just as easy to catch a boat to go to Bohol and Panglao, but you can catch a flight over to Palawan, right? So just be flexible and stuff. But yeah, man, you should be good. Keep an eye on that weather. Which AI model do you prefer? What's the central hub in Butuan? I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT, and freaking, I love it, man. I am such an AI geek, man. I freaking love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, things for home, right? I was researching all these projects for home, fencing, yeah, doing security bars on the window. It just things like, how many of us would know what's a good price for security bars for windows? How many of us would know that? We just don't. And so that's the things I do with AI. Hey, I'm looking to get security bars for my windows. What should I be looking at? And boom, it talks about powder coating. It talks about the type of material should be used. Talks about the mounting system. Talks about patterns and that kind of deal. And then it goes into pricing. How much should you pay by cost of all that stuff? It's just, man, so useful. So useful. Everyday applications, learning stuff. Chat GPT launched the 5, right? And I watched a bit of that video about the new features of that. One of the things that I'm looking to incorporate to create is, I don't know if any of you guys watched that video. It's like an hour and a half long. One of the examples that they talked about with this new version is programming, right? Now, I'm not a programmer and didn't really see the need for any of that stuff. However, in their example, the guy created within minutes. He says, hey, give me an interactive tutorial to learn French. Make it intuitive, make it fun, exciting, whatever. And within minutes, this guy had an application for him to learn the language of French. I mean, come on, man. That is just so incredibly powerful. And so I'm probably going to do the same thing with Cebuano. Hey, give me a tool, an interactive tool that I can use to learn Cebuano, and then hand it to you guys, put it out on my Patreon page, right? For free, let you guys check it out. So those are the crap things that you could do with AI, man. It's just so amazing. I use it to help build my website, right? Check it out, Chris at carefreechris.com. It helped me register my domain and set up, the handlers for my mail. I've got my own domain. As an IT guy, and I fumbled through some of that stuff, but I wasn't making websites, right? It's just, dude, the stuff you could do is endless. Writing, right? Like all this writing stuff and putting together articulate messages, writings and messages to people that, it's just great. My interactions with people and, dealing with some of these scammer stuff too. I would be like, hey man, I'm getting scammed here. Let's respond to these concerns in a powerful manner that address what's going on here. And then boom, articulate message is made, and then I can just boom, copy and paste and fire this off to people, man. It's so useful in everyday life. Just so incredible. Huge fan of AI. As far as which one's best, I don't really know. For me, Chat GPT it works well, and I'm used to it. For $20 a month, it's absolutely worth it. Of unlimited access. I invite you guys all, if you're not already, jump in, man. Jump in. You don't have to pay for it, whatever. You could use it free. You get so much for free. The other one that's there is DeepSeek. I think that is free, unlimited. So, but man, I really invite you guys to check it out if you're not already. It's just so incredibly useful. So incredibly useful. As far as the central hub of Butuan, it looks like it's just kind of here. You know what? I got rid of my map, but that's fine. There really isn't a central hub that I've seen so far. It's kind of just the main. You know what? We'll stop screen. Share screen. It looks like it's this main drag here. Yeah, it looks like it's just this main drag here is the central area. There is kind of this old downtown area that's here, but I think a lot of it over time has shifted towards like SM Mall. So yeah, I would just say that kind of the main area is down through here. I'm still figuring that out, honestly. I don't really know. But yeah, dig it, man. Dig it so far. It's been good. It's been good. Good move. James, hey, what's up, brother? Good evening, man. How you doing? Yeah, good. Nice to see you, man. Hope all is good. Hope all family's good. Hope the kids are good. Got back in the gym. I'm working out, man. Oh my gosh, all those gains that I had when I saw you, gone. It's all right. What's the saying? It's exercise. It's not a destination. It's a lifelong journey kind of thing, right? So, anyways, I'm back at it. Back in the gym yesterday. Mary Rose and I both went. We did chest and tries. I could already tell my tries are a little bit sore. I wonder what Mary Rose. Hey, babe, are you sore? Come on over. Hey, when you come in though, come in from the wall, not in the middle, because it'll be hard to kind of bring back together. But come in for a second. Are you able? Yeah, come on over here on the side, next to the, yeah, right there. What's up, babe? Are you sore? Let's see if we can get rid of the tracking here. Hold on. Yeah, let's get rid of that, and then we'll do that. So yeah, James is. You met James? Yeah, you met James, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and his family. Yeah. So I was telling them that we went to the gym yesterday. Are you are you sore?
That's why I woke up late.
That's why you woke up late? You're just sleeping in?
Yeah, I thought you're already running.
Yeah, and I know, right? We talked about going running this morning. So, and we will. We'll try to get up and go running. What do you think of the apartment so far?
It's good.
Yeah, liking it?
Yeah. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
my space.
You like the space? She's got her kitchen all set up. It looks good. Oh, you were checking my coffee to see if I needed more? Thank you, babe. Appreciate that. I think I just, yeah, I'll do a little bit more. It's been so hot. I haven't been able to drink it. And I've been talking so much. But what are your favorite parts about Butuan City so far, do you think?
The groceries.
The grocery store? Yeah, I talked about that.
It's different in Pampang.
We found that meat shop too, which looks, guys, these
really
pork
good.
chops were like freaking
Yeah.
huge.
Their pork too.
Yeah.
It's so thick.
Yeah. Oh, the pork chops were nice. And the grocery stores, we shop at Robinson's, really nice grocery store there. Yeah, I like the grocery too. And we found some markets. We made some friends. So, yeah, found that they suggested some wet markets and stuff like that. Yeah. How about the people so far? What do you think of the people?
Friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. The people seem really friendly. Yeah.
And it's easy for me to adjust because they're all speaking in Visaya.
I think you can hear, but easy to adjust because everyone's speaking Visaya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Anything you want to say to these guys? Our video came out last night on, did you see it?
Yeah.
On the salsa?
Yeah, I'm watching it last night.
You're watching it? I forgot it was coming out.
Yeah.
I'm a bad vlogger. We've been busy. All right, cool. Well, thanks, babe.
Our head last night is running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, babe, if you want to fill up that coffee cup out there, I'll take another shot.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Salamat kayo. Yeah, thanks, babe. Good old Mary Rose. Yeah, she's liking it out here. So she seems like she's doing good. She's it's an adjustment. First time away from home like that. She's only been here a couple weeks. But I think she's doing good. She's enjoying it. Yeah. No, it's going well. She's her family. Hold on one second. Her family's been yeah, there we go. She's been chatting with her family a lot, but she's not homesick yet. We already plan on going home for Christmas. So but yeah, no, she's here. She's having fun. So, I got down here about a month ago, and I spent that first month just looking for a place. She stayed up in Palapan and packed up our stuff, and then coordinate with the movers, and then moved our stuff down, and then met. Like I said, she got here. Hey, babe, how long have you been here? Maybe just over a week.
2 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah, she's only been here like 2 weeks. So yeah, no, she's doing great, man. Yes. Stephen Clark, is your delusional? But yeah, no, James, things are going good here, man. Is your delusional world? Yes. What do you mean there? Oh, utopia. Brother, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah. Hey, Chris. Your picture reminds me of my yeah. All right, my picture from 1980. Your picture reminds me of my lavish hair back then. I had it to the shoulder. Yeah, now gray with wisdom. Yeah, good for you, brother. Yeah, dude, I had super curly hair. I didn't have a perm, but it was super curly, and I did. I looked like Christopher Atkins from Blue Lagoon. Super blonde, curly hair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good for you, man. Uncle Boz. Hey, Chris, what's up, man? Yeah, I love the live chats. Yeah, thanks for being here, brother. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Yeah, Richard Powell, one smaller community has a lot to offer. Is Valencia outside of Duma? Yeah, Danny, I've a lot of guys talk about Valencia. A lot of guys are up there for sure. That whole, you know what? Let's bring up the map. That whole area there is super popular. It's got some amenities, right? Because of all the foreigners. So, you know, a lot of guys are down south of town, right? Like hardly anyone lives in Dumaguete. I don't think anyone lives in Dumaguete. They're all outside of town. And so you got Pekong. I was down there. I checked it out. Even a little bit further south. I thought there was a couple of cities. Pekong was one. And then, yeah, you got the road up to Valencia. I went to the public market and saw that, right? Well, you know, whatever. Yeah, they got this fenced off, and they got they got these markets on Sunday. That's not very clear reception or a clear picture, but yeah, so maybe here's a little bit better. So I mean, it's all right. I mean, whatever. I don't know. To me, there were other areas I didn't. Yeah, it was okay. It's all right. It didn't. For one, I think I was single at the time when I was kind of there, and just the dating right away stood off as, yeah, not so good. But yeah, whatever. Yeah. Enjoy your video rentals in Butuan, insane value, right? That was the other part with Dumaguete that hit me is the housing seemed horrible, man. And the housing here too, I mean, I did have to look quite like it took me a good month to find it. And when I was in Dumaguete, I looked maybe a week. So if I maybe would have been there a little bit longer, I could have found some stuff. But there's a lot of housing here, a lot of options. In Dumaguete, I didn't have that experience at all. Like the housing was few and far between, and the places that were there were just gross. Now, I did see some gross places here too, but there was a lot of options. Yeah, thanks, babe. That's great. Take that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Salamat kayo, as they say here. But yeah, no, it's super inexpensive here. Really, that's one of the things I really liked about Butuan is the abundance of housing. Like Cebu. Cebu also has abundance of housing. Now, granted, you're not going to find a three-bedroom, two-bath house in Cebu for 12,000 pesos. But there is a lot of housing there, which is nice when you're coming here and trying to find a place to live. You know, on both of those times, what had happened for me, both in Cebu and in Butuan, is you get connected with a real estate agent who ultimately gets you set up in a place. Now, they take their cut and commission, whatever. I mean, but still, that's super helpful. And the guy in Cebu, and his name's Ram, and I think I've put his information on my community page, on my community tab. You might have to look back at him. That guy is freaking rock star, man. Really just an honest, really good guy. I think he's still doing stuff in Selenia. So reach out to him if you're looking for anything in Cebu. Really, really good guy. Right now, I don't have a good, actually, there is a girl here who is a really good broker. I think her name was Grace. But yeah, reach out actually to me if you're looking at Butuan. I could probably introduce you to some agents out here. Little correction: we're not in the middle area. To go to Batangas province, you need to go south. Yep, south of. But that whole area, to me, is kind of like Cebu, right? When you look at freaking when you look at freaking Cebu, I mean, Cebu covers the majority of the freaking majority of the dang side of the island. Wait, hold on. When you look at Cebu, right? Cebu practically goes from Danao all the way down to freaking Car. You know, 50% of the island is Cebu area, right? Same thing with Manila. Manila freaking stretches for days. I mean, look at that. So yeah, you're down to Batangas. Yeah, but yeah, and granted that it's a ways away for sure. But whatever. I still Manila area. This is freaking massive, right? I don't know what's Manila. I mean, it's got to be in the top 10 in the world as far as population. Just massive, right? But yeah, I hear you. It's a ways south, but still in that greater area. Yes, Gate and Geezer. True, Chris. Ormont traffic. Yeah, dude. Ormont traffic is pretty bad, man. It's in damn trikes, man. That's what I like about Butuan. And I've noticed this in other areas in regions. If they just kind of let the trikes and what they're called the putt-putts, right? It's similar to a trike, but it's a pedal version, right? If they let the trikes and putt-putts wreak havoc on the city, dude, the traffic is just a standstill. The trikes totally congest traffic. Butuan doesn't. They don't allow trikes on the main road, and therefore you don't have traffic problems. You really don't. You got a little bit of congestion, but the trikes create problems, man. They're a big problem in Ormoc. Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, Odo, I mean, I've not seen poles in the middle of the streets in the Manila area. Yeah. No, dude, freaking out. Where was I at? Yeah, actually, poles in the streets are pretty common, man. Telephone poles right in the middle of the street, and then on not only that, like lanes completely disappearing. When we were out in Samar, I mean, that lane was just gone, just like that. Yeah, that's why it's just riding slow is the way to go, man. Yeah, the ugly tourist, dig it, man. What a freaking, I like that channel. Yeah, I agree with Chris. Walking is the way to go. It saves money, stay in shape. I lost 25 pounds. Yeah, good for you, Violet. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, especially in Cebu, it was, and then you get to know the area, and in Cebu, let's bring up the map too. Cebu is a small town, man. Really, I mean, as far as getting around and you can really, it's a really walkable, and here we are at the business park. Let's see if I can, yeah, Hippodromo. Yeah, yeah, right here is Selenia, where I lived for a year. Great place, man. Just so, and here's the IL Mall in the business park. Just walking around this area. There's a running area over here too. I think they run and exercise all through here. Some really nice parks. Yeah, man, it's walkable. Now, granted, you got to watch out, right? And you got traffic smog and crap like that. So it's not the best of walks. It's not like you're on a beach or hiking through the mountains, but walk through the city and figure crap out. Very, very doable. And I would walk. Here's the business park. And the Quest Hotel. And here's the IT park, right? Yeah, IT park. Yeah, here's the other. So you'd walk whatever, less than a half hour walk, whatever. Good walk. I walk all over this town, man. Yeah, very doable, very doable. But like we talked about, you just got to be careful of the sidewalks and the traffic and stuff like that. But doable. Yeah. Good morning from Butuan. What's up, neighbor? What's up, man? How's it going? Oh, so fun. Yeah, man. Thanks. Final Buntag. If we're not, shoot me an email. We can get together for coffee. If we're not already, if you want, whatever. Typhoon season ends November. Yeah, but any time of the year, man. Any time of the year, that stuff can pop up because really the weather doesn't change much. You think of Colorado, most of North America, you've got your winter solstice December 21st and your summer solstice June 21st, right? So you've got a big fluctuation between November and December. Here you don't. The daylight is about the same from those two times, right? From December 21st to June 21st, you don't get much change, and the sun sets and rises at the same time. The temperature pretty much stays the same. So with that said, you can get typhoons pretty much any time of year too, and the burn months are pretty much when they're around. If you look at that big storm that ripped through Cebu and Odette, that was right before Christmas in December. So, yeah, the burn months are typically my understanding of when they, but then too, when Jim and I were riding through Mindanao, January, February, March is their more wetter season. Now that's not typhoon season, but it's a lot of their wetter season. So really interesting. Chris, did you look or think about other countries, or was it always the Philippines when you decided to leave United States? Well, it actually wasn't the Philippines initially. It was Thailand, and in and when I was looking at, and then Vietnam, I looked at Thailand, I looked at Vietnam, I looked at Cambodia, but then it was the people and the language that had me ultimately land in the Philippines. You know, English speaking. You've got when you go to restaurants, all the menus are in English versus Thailand, where you might have it's in Thai first and then in English, right? If you're in the touristy areas, and then Vietnam and Cambodia, you know, it's just so that was the big pull, was the language, and then the people. You've got a friendly, curious culture, so that was the other part too. But no, it wasn't always the Philippines, and honestly, it wasn't always Southeast Asia. It was South America and Central America initially. I was thinking just kind of stay in the region. I looked at Colombia, I looked at Bogota, Medellin, were places I'd started to look initially too. But then the language, although me hable muy poquito español, I'm not fluent at all. So, so yeah, that was part of the factor there too, was the language and just the people, and you know, a little bit different there. And then also too, I looked in, you know, Central America, whatever, Nicaragua, Honduras, Panama. I looked at places like that initially, and then started looking at Southeast Asia. And when I started looking at Southeast Asia, I thought Bangkok was going to be where I would go, and still would love to go to Bangkok and hang out, whatever, for a couple months and just check that out. Maybe get up to Chiang Mai. So I'll probably do that, do some long trips up there. But you know, once I started digging in the Philippines, and before I came out to Southeast Asia, yeah, Philippines was it. But it wasn't admittedly my first thought as far as where I wanted to go. But yeah, great question. Yeah. To answer Wade's question, the typhoon seems to hit Luzon mostly, but only bring clouds and some rain. Yeah, some other islands. Yeah, very similar to Florida, right? Very similar to the eastern United States, where, you know, let's just pull out and take a look. Where you have storms coming in, you know, you got storms coming in, and I'll turn off the traffic. You got storms coming in this region here, and then they typically roll up, or they come in through this way. You know, there's a couple different paths. Most, not all, but most of them take, right? Very similar to the Philippines, where you've got storms that come in, and they usually ride up this coast. So, yeah, Leyte, Samar usually take the brunt of it, and then these guys just usually get wet. So Richard up in Manila, Otto up and down in Batangas, right in the middle area, they get wet, and so while the southern area doesn't necessarily get hit as much, it still can get hit, right? But you know, even Cebu, right? You know, that Odette that came through a couple years back, that was, like, my understanding, like a 50-year storm, like once every 50 years or so that'll rip through there. So, yeah, so typically little different path depending on where you're at, but similar to the West and how we are in the United States. Here in Butuan, we rarely get hit by, typhoon's a huge plus, right? They just don't normally track that way. Be interesting to see how earthquakes are, though. I'm interested to see that. And I've talked about this on some other lives too. If you guys aren't already aware, you can go out to Phil Volcanoes, and you can check all that stuff, earthquakes, tsunamis, typhoons, really really cool there. But yeah, given the path of where we're at, we don't normally get hit by typhoons. Hey, Michael. Oh, you changed your yeah. You changed your handle there. Health insurance for the Philippines. Yeah, man. Yeah, good go. Good morning from Typhoon La Union. Yeah, good for you. So if you don't already know, this guy is really one of the key kind of medical information, medical sales guy you can reach out to here in the Philippines. And he's got all kinds of information about health insurance. He's been on Gio's channel. He's been on a lot of the channels throughout. Been on probably Old Dog's channel too. So reach out to this guy if you're looking for health insurance. To my knowledge, he's probably the only guy in the Philippines that has the level of mastery that he has regarding health insurance. So highly invite you guys to reach out to him. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate what you do for the expats here in the Philippines and making sure they've got coverage. So yeah, good for you, man. Chris, did you look at, yeah, okay. Yeah. So just a repeat. Yeah, for sure. We talked about that. Absolutely. Yep. Central South America initially, Bangkok, Thailand. Yep. Excuse me. I've joined the local motorcycle group and go riding every Sunday. Yeah, great way to ride with other foreigners and see the islands has been awesome. Must have 400cc. Yeah. Yep. Must have four. And that's in the Manila area. Right outside of Manila area, that's not a requirement. But yeah, so just in that central Manila area, you need to have a bigger bike to ride on the interstates. But here where I live, there's none of that. I don't think there's any of that in Mindanao. The only area is just that Manila area in Luzon. Everywhere else, that doesn't really exist. In Cebu, there's like a bridge, the one Silek Bridge or whatever, that whatever, it's maybe a mile and you can still ride. You can still take your bike. It's just there's a different lane for you to be in. So, but yeah, riding groups everywhere, and it's just so cool. I remember I was in Tagum, staying at a hotel, and somebody wrote a note on my bike saying, "Hey, we love your bike. We'd love for you to be in our riding group. Come join us," kind of deal. It's just so friendly, right? I just really dig that about the Philippines and the Filipinos. The art of basketball. AI is a fusion bargain as all technology. We lose part of our humanity with every tech advance until we are no longer eats away at our soul, the human and the world. I don't know, man. I've been a technology geek since the 80s, man. I really have. It's been who I am. And ever since programming VCRs and stuff like that, I just get into that kind of stuff. So, I think like anything and everything in life, whether it be alcohol or whatever, right? You can lose yourself in that. Dating, you could lose yourself in that stuff. So I think if you are able to be responsible, regardless of what it is, responsible around your alcohol, responsible around your dating, responsible around your technology, if you can be responsible in those conversations, then whatever, man. I personally see AI as just an incredible tool that, to me, in my lifetime, is probably one of the biggest things since the internet. It's just really going to change the way we interact, and I'm just really excited for it. And honestly, for me personally, as a guy who really didn't work well with the education system, I just didn't, man. Socially, I just, I was really popular in high school, and the guys wanted to fight me and the girls wanted to date me. I just didn't. The current high school and that kind of thing just didn't work for me. And I wish AI was around then, where I could have, that's what I love about it now, is anything and everything I want to learn, I have the ability to. Yeah, I just, I'm excited for it. And the education system I see is one of these industries, one of these environments is going to be completely transformed by AI, as well as many others, legal industry, and it's just incredible. So I'm more optimistic about it and excited for it than anything. But like I said, with anything, I think there's dangers to it. Anything that has this much potential, or should be proceed with caution. But for me, man, I'm just diving into it. I'm a big fan, super excited. It's just a learning tool alone, and it's just a resource, man. I mean, think about it. Have you ever hired someone to kind of help you out with stuff, whether it be a basketball coach or a paint, whatever, if you're learning painting, whatever, anything you want to learn, you have that ability. It's like a coach and you're right there. It's something I think we should all be embracing. And yeah, you want to be responsible about it. You want to be responsible about what you're up to and what you're doing. But I don't necessarily see a reason to fear it. I don't see necessarily a reason to, yeah, I mean, jump on board. It's like fearing the internet back in the 90s, right? I mean, it's such a tool. And there was a lot of fear around the internet, right? Oh my gosh. Remember Y2K? Remember all that? Oh my, the year 2000. What are we going to do? We look back now, it's like, really? But, or fear the car. This is one of these changes, a horse and buggy to car. Oh, the car is going to ruin it. I want my horse, come here, Sheila. Whatever, right? Whatever, but I don't know, man, if any of that makes sense what I'm talking about. Yeah, we need to be responsible. Yeah, we need to be that. But for us, the everyday user, the everyday person, I mean, there's not much of an impact, right? As far as, destruction, it allows us to be more efficient, allows us to, I don't know, we can learn anything we want, right? It's a tool, it's like denying yourself a car and being Amish and having a horse and buggy. And look, there's nothing wrong with being Amish. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There really isn't. But some people the car is just an incredible invention, an incredible tool for us to use. And I see AI in that way, So I don't know. I see it differently, but whatever. It's an opinion. We can all have our own opinions on it, right? Yes. Helping expats in the Philippines. Oh, wow. Yeah, cool. You visited Butuan 12 years ago. Yeah, I would suspect it's changed quite a bit in the past 12 years. Looks like the SM Mall is kind of new, and the Robinsons Mall is relatively new. I think they're building out even on the east side of the river. So it's growing, man. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's going well. It's good out here. Butuan is an absolutely amazing place to live and hang out. Yeah, man. I'm a fan so far. I really am. It's going well out here. I dig it. I dig it. I'm still very much learning the town and learning the neighborhoods and what's around. But so far, man, I'm liking it. The people are friendly. The neighborhoods are great. I've got access, like Mary Rose and I talked about, with grocery stores and shopping and malls and restaurants and things that I didn't have since I left Cebu. So yeah, I'm a fan, man. I'm digging it. I haven't seen you out in the wild yet. I'm staying near SM. Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, we've been out every day. Admittedly, we've been busy here, getting set up, man, unpacking boxes, getting moved in, coordinating with the various construction projects that we've got, from the installation of the AC units to water pumps to now landscaping stuff. We got bars coming for the windows. So admittedly, we've been a little bit at home, but we get out to SM and we go more to Robinsons than SM, simply because of proximity. We're pretty close to that. We like the Robinsons grocery store, and yeah, we'll go to Bo's Coffee and hang out. But brother, if you want to grab a cup of coffee sometime, we're down. You want to meet up later today? We can meet up and grab a coffee or something. You can shoot me an email or comment here. We can, hey babe, do you want to grab a coffee or something later on? Oh, funny story. Come on over and tell your story. Come on over and tell your coffee story. What's up? Hold on, let me turn off the tracking. So Mary Rose doesn't typically drink coffee, right?
Yeah, because of some reason.
Yeah. So yesterday we were down in Bo's Coffee, and she decides to get a mocha. And the camera's kind of freaking out a little bit. And it's 2 shots of espresso for a non-coffee drinker. and we hadn't had food yet, so we were both kind of like empty stomach. And I do an Americano at Bo's Coffee. It's really good. And so, anyways, on an empty stomach, we're both like full on caffeine mode. And we met this couple for the first time, and both of us were like, "Brrr." She's over chatting away, and I'm the same way, of course. But at this part, I'm actually over caffeinated, so I'm getting sweaty, I'm getting jittery,
Yeah.
right? Oh
My
my
face
gosh,
are getting hot.
that was so funny.
Yeah, and then when we get back from the mall here, I'm running around the kitchen. My eyes are sleepy, but my part of my body is like wanna dance.
Right.
Remember at the gym?
Right. So we were pretty. We were. Yeah, hold on. I was just reading a pop up. But so we were highly caffeinated yesterday, and she doesn't really do caffeine much, but we would be down if you want to grab lunch today at the mall. We could be down. You want to grab lunch today somewhere?
Sure.
Where do you want to go? We've been eating at Kenny Rogers a ton, eh? Maybe we go somewhere in SM. What's good in SM?
Don't ask me. I just got here.
Huh? Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of where we can go. We can meet you for lunch if you want, Tom's. But anyways, we're around, brother. We can meet you for lunch if you want. 7:27. God, I'm a half hour behind on comments. We've been hitting, yeah, right. You've been hitting the gym hard too. We saw the salsa video. Yep, grab roadside tamales. Oh, dude, freaking miss Mexican food. I was just talking to my buddy about that. You know what? I need to change mics. I was just talking to my buddy about that, about how the Mexican food is hard here. Let me change this mic out. But yeah. Yeah, no, good for you, man. I miss Mexican food. Are you hungry?
I have my coffee and Milo.
You get your coffee and Milo?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And then I'm reading some comments in the video. So.
Oh yeah? Everything.
They said you should try to the bagoong. Remember the bagoong at Boss Coffee?
Oh, yeah.
They said you should also try bagoong.
Bagoong?
Yeah, next time. And I said, yeah, he couldn't stand the smell.
I couldn't stand the smell.
No, bagoong, the shrimp paste.
Oh my gosh, the shrimp paste? Yeah.
So I have to eat the shrimp paste outside the Boss Coffee.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have ever tried shrimp paste, but yeah, sorry, I gotta charge that up too. But there's what do you call that? Bagoong?
Yeah.
Yeah, shrimp paste. Shrimp paste is, you guys ever smelled shrimp paste?
You tried that, you like it, you like the taste, you said you don't, the taste is not really bad, but the smell.
Yeah.
Just like danggit, the fried danggit, dry danggit.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
You've tried that, it just smells different.
Yeah, no, I've tried dried
stinky.
fish. Yeah, we'll see.
I told the audience, convince him. Good luck convincing him.
Too wild. Yeah, I miss Mexican food, James. I miss it a lot. That's actually one of the foods I miss because you can't really find good Mexican food. Is hard to find in the United States. There was quite a bit in Colorado, but yeah, impossible to find out here. The Mayan restaurant in Cebu, it's in an Ayala chain, so they might have them around anywhere where there's an Ayala mall. They might have a Mayan restaurant. That's pretty good. It's all right, but green chili, I haven't found that yet. Yeah. Good for you, brother. Good for you. Can't wait for you guys to come out. Hope all's good. Yeah. Valencia for sure. Yeah, not bad. Yeah. What's up, Dave? You just woke up after sleeping in some Singapore airport. All right. Yeah. I'm headed to Jakarta for a month. Yeah. Good for you, man. Cool places. I'm seeing a lot of cool places in the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Yeah. Good for you, brother. Yeah. Enjoy Jakarta, man. That is a place I'd love to check out. I would love to check out Jakarta. Absolutely. Yeah, good for you, man. Hope all's good. Safe travels. Captain Ron. Ron, have we met? Captain Ron, maybe paddleball for exercise, something fun. Brother, right down at the Robinsons Mall, right? So right down the street from us, in the parking lot, they have, I think, 3 pickleball courts. So we drove by there. We are going to be getting pickleball rackets and stuff like that. So we're definitely going to be playing some pickleball. Yeah, really excited about that. Yeah, good. Everything's plugged in. Yeah, excited about pickleball. We're going to be playing that. AI's new religion. Yeah, man. I don't know about new religion, but it's freaking so incredibly valuable for me. I really am a huge fan. Like I said, anything you want to learn, like I use it every day. All these projects that I'm doing, it's keeping me from out of scam. So here's an example of that. We had a plumber who wanted to charge us 13,000 pesos for an installation calculator. So we had the water pump stuff that I was talking about earlier, right? And when we had asked for a price for an installation, this was the price we were given, 13,000 pesos. Well, 220 bucks to install a full water system, tank and all that. How many of us would know if that's a fair price or not? I mean, really, most of us would have no clue, none. We don't know how much stuff costs. We don't know how much people make here in this country. We don't. I go to AI and I ask, how much should this water tank system take? I take pictures, I take videos of similar systems. Boom, within seconds, it gives you that information. It tells you the range of the price of those services. I go to the hardware store, I ask the hardware person where I purchased this. It's like, hey, what would be the range of this type of installation? They're like, yeah, this is how much it should cost to start, which was 7,000 pesos. I'm being charged double, right? So, but AI was where I started that journey. Now, you guys, it's a tool. It doesn't solve everything, and you got to still think, right? You can't, but it is a way to get to some great information in that. It's like, man, and then it's like, boom. So I also used it for this landscaping project. This landscaping project that I'm doing is a full driveway concrete pour. It's bushes and shrubs. It's bushes and sorry, Jim. Yeah, really, I'll look at that. It's bushes and shrubs, uh, the whole landscaping project, right? I message AI. It's like, here's a plan for this project that we're going to do with the landscaping. What's the price on that? They're like, yeah, really fair price on this, but you probably want to talk about the archway, get to list the materials and stuff like that. It's a little bit on the high end. So when they dropped down, so the original quote was, I think, 138. They dropped it down to 120. Boom. It's like, yeah, there's a whatever 10% discount. I mean, so it's just everyday application like this. It's just so incredibly useful and powerful for me. Now, whatever. Yeah, right. Yeah, NVIDIA made bank. Absolutely, right. A lot of money to be made in investments. And that's how I use it too. I go over my stocks with us. I was like in some index funds that weren't performing that well. And then it had me move to a more cost-effective Schwab index fund. And I've talked about that in some of my lives. And that's been great too. So I also use it for investment. Yeah, really just so incredibly useful, man. I really do. I invite you guys to check it out. Yeah, yeah, Dave. Yeah, I remember you being out here. I only lived in Butuan for a month last year, but I think I'm the first guy to move there in history because of lack of traffic. Yeah, right. No, brother. I'm with you, man. I like the lack of traffic here too. And a lot of it is how they have it with the trikes. They don't allow the trikes on the roads like that. And that makes such a huge difference. Yeah, Tom's, we'll be at SM Mall. We'll be there at noon. We'll be at the mall. I'm trying to think where the hell should we eat at? But we'll be there at the SM Mall at noon. And shoot me an email, Chris@carefreechris.com. Shoot me an email, and I'll keep an eye out for you. We can meet up for lunch and go have some lunch out there. One of these days, we'll probably run into you at Robinson's. Yeah, man. I'm in Robinson's all the time. And stop by. Just say hi. I mean, if you want. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But you know, if you see me out, you know, feel free to just say hi and stuff like that. So, but yeah, definitely. It's funny you eat her, but you don't. Yeah, Puang, but you don't like Puang, right? Yeah, dude, I love this. Your face icon. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this YouTube channel. I don't know where he's at, but if you see her face icon, it's one of the filters from like TikTok or something. This guy will be on like escalators and he'll have his phone out with that freaking thing, and the people behind him will have that funny face on. But it's truly a hilarious channel, man. It's so funny. Did you know pickleball was invented by Barney McCollum, a friend in Seattle, Washington in the 1970s? Oh, that's cool. No, I did not know that. I did not know that. Yeah, but I'm a fan, man. I can't wait to try it out. I'm a fan. It's something I've been I bought a racket and paddle. My wife and I did back in the United States because there were some pickleball courts, but I think we only played like once or twice. But here, I think it'd be fun to get out and do it. It just didn't have time in the United States, right? Between work and all that other stuff. But here, we'll try it out. Here, we'll try it out. Wow, I cut up in comments fast, huh? Okay, that's because there was like a half hour of no comments. All right. Yeah, I love that freaking icon, man. That guy is so freaking funny. I love it. That filter, what filter is that? What filter is that on TikTok or is that on Snapchat or what filter is that? Oh my God, it's so freaking funny, guys. I just bust up laughing every time his videos come up. Yes, I got my coffee. Hey, Di, we're gonna go to SM for lunch today. Yeah, and then yeah, we'll go to SM for lunch. Anything we need out there? Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll swing by Ace Hardware and get some stuff. Yeah, sharing the cost, guys. Probably my most expensive month in the Philippines was July. this past 30 days, I've spent so much money. I mean, the landscaping project was 120,000. Yeah, but that's how I also used AI. It's like, all right, my rent's 12,000. I'm putting in 120 for AC, 120 for this and that. How many months will it take before that pays off, right? So if I stay here, whatever. Well, I didn't add this last project, but if I stay here for a year and a half, it'll pay for itself. So, yeah. All right, what are we talking about, guys? We're all caught up in comments. Everything's good in there. What else we got? Anything else we want to talk about before we sign off? Anything I didn't? Yeah. What else we want to talk about? Just kind of checking through some here. Anything on anyone's list, babe? Anything I should talk about that I'm forgetting that I want to tell people? You don't know? Okay. Well, I guess we can end the live, right? We can end the live. We're caught up in comments. I can't think of anything else to talk about. It's been over 2 hours. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pop off here. Really appreciate everyone watching and checking the channel out. Thanks so much. I do appreciate it. Everyone take care. MP, IOIO, feed that good wolf. See you guys. Catch you on the next one. Appreciate it.